Hi everyone, and welcome to the third instalment of Wing It Wednesdays.
Yes, and today we're actually seriously winging it because it's the evening. We've both had a massive day of work and we've got three little monkeys over there in the next room playing with the biggest box of Barbies you've ever seen.
They are going to destroy this segment. I just know it in my bones. It's probably going to take us until Wednesday to actually get it done next week. But that's okay. Yeah. We're going to be talking today about breastfeeding, and it is a very serious topic. It is a lovely day today.
I know. I hope you had the best day ever. This is such a good topic. We should milk it for all it's worth. Okay, that's the end of the jokes because they sucked anyway. So basically, Marissa, I think before we get into this topic and delve straight into it, the most important thing that we can say is it's okay either way. You know, when you're a mum, you've got so many options to do things, and when it comes to breastfeeding, you can either breastfeed or there are so many other things that you can do and so many other ways that you can provide milk for your child, and every single one of those ways is okay.
Motherhood is full of guilt. No matter what you're doing, are you breastfeeding? Aren't you breastfeeding? Are you working? Aren't you working? Guilt is always going to get the better of us, and we've just got to support each other. So we have both had quite different experiences with breastfeeding. I didn't breastfeed my two children. Bessie, you did breastfeed Indiana. And we had very different reasons for not and for breastfeeding. Mm-hmm. I definitely tried. I have found it very difficult. My milk didn't come in for over a week, 7 to 8 days. And the minute I gave birth, I had a midwife on each of my nipples just digging in there as hard as they humanly could, and I felt I was almost traumatized by the whole experience of them trying to extract colostrum from my breasts. I found it more painful than actually giving birth itself, and something that I didn't expect to happen. Like I can feel my nails digging in my hands now because I'm getting nervous thinking about that feeling.
Well, it's a stressful situation because, as I said, I did breastfeed Indiana, but I still didn't have anything coming out of me for a few days, and because I didn't have anything coming out of me, my daughter wasn't eating, and as a mum, if you're not giving your daughter what she needs, you feel terrible. You know, you feel useless and you feel like you're stressed out and you don't know what you're supposed to do.
Well, it took me a long time to get over the guilt of not breastfeeding, because I thought, how are they going to grow up? Is their immune system going to be low? Have I affected them? Was I being selfish? But honestly, I felt traumatized by the whole thing, and for me, it was just a decision that I had to make.
I remember taking a pillow. I was a new mum, so I was in this mother's group, and I met another gorgeous young mum. And she, we went out for our first coffee when we were breastfeeding together. I had no idea what to do, so I actually brought that giant pillow, you know, and I brought it out to this funky cafe on Carlisle Street in St Kilda. Oh, no. And she just looked at me like, no. Oh, okay, but she's cool with it.
Now, we have spoken to someone who has a lot of information on this topic, and it's Elise from Mamas Milkbar. She's been doing some amazing things in educating women on breastfeeding, and most importantly, before they've had the baby as well, which I know a lot of women I know don't put much research into breastfeeding before the baby is born. But Elise has some information, and we're going to go and see what tips and advice she's got for us.
Yeah, so the first thing that Elise said, and I think this is a really great tip, is read stories about breastfeeding or join a breastfeeding community. Now, you can never go past how important a community of people is, especially in the topic of parenting in general. Talk to people, listen to podcasts, read blogs that have experiences, because every woman's experience is different, and you might be able to relate to her in a certain way that will help you. It will help you.
So tip 2, compile a list of helpful resources, including some websites, blogs, a book, and emergency phone numbers. And I think emergency phone numbers is a good thing, because you don't need to wait till you've got the mastitis to know who to call. Right? Let's find out if something goes wrong straight away. I've got all the emergency numbers ready, and I know who to call. I know how to get the answers.
Yeah, that's a great tip. Absolutely. So the third thing that she has to say is get some breastfeeding supplies together. So whether you need them or not, have them there. So you can get heat bags, you can get cooling gel pads, you can get things that protect your nipples, because your nipples really hurt. Like, I don't think I've ever heard of an experience where a woman breastfed and shouldn't have sore nipples. It's going to hurt. So get coconut, get something that the baby can eat, because it's going on you, but it's also going on your child, and they're a few days old. Yeah. So I think I use coconut oil, I'm not sure if you're supposed to, but I did.
She's fun.
Yeah. And what Elise put here is, if you don't end up needing them, well, the more power to you, Mama.
Exactly. Now, the fourth tip is, importantly, share all these tips with your partner.
Yes.
So you don't have to go through this alone. Educate your partner on what you're going through. That way they can support you. You've got the Australian Breastfeeding Association who can also support you. But if you're doing it with someone else and you can bounce off each other, you're less likely to explode.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Thank you, Elise. And Elise has some amazing products. She's got a breastfeeding box that gives you some supplies prior to you having the baby, and they're ready for you for any emergencies. So do check out what she's got on her website as well.
Yeah, so we hope that you enjoyed this week's vlog of Wing It Wednesday.
We did. You're going to get your buzzies ready, ladies. Now, if you have any comments of your own that you'd like to share, any tips, advice, any of your stories, just leave a comment below, and we'd love to share your story with everyone who is watching.
Yeah, it's such a good way for mums to get tips.
I know. Tips or tips?
Oh.